Selling the Donkey, Chinese fairy tale. Long, long ago, there was an old man named Old Sun, who lived with his son, Little Sun. One day, Old Sun and Little Sun went to the country fair to sell their donkey. A young woman saw them and laughed. "The donkey just walks along. Why don't you ride it? You two are really foolish." "She's right," the old man said to his son. "We too are foolish." So Old Sun got onto the back of the donkey, and Little Sun followed behind. Before long, they ran into an old woman. As soon as she saw Old Sun on the donkey, she said to him, "This isn't right. You ride on the donkey and make the child walk behind." "That's right. She has a point," Old Sun said, and he jumped down from the donkey's back and let the boy ride. And so they went on until they saw an old man working in a field who said, "Tut tut, you boy are really unreasonable. As young as you are, and you ride on the donkey's back and let this old man walk." "He's absolutely right," Little Sun said to himself. "I'm really unreasonable." And so he jumped off the donkey. Old Sun and Little Sun started to talk to each other about how they could get the donkey to the fair without having anyone criticize them. "I have an idea," Little Sun said. "We can both ride on the donkey's back. That way no one will be able to say anything." "Good idea," agreed Old Sun. "Good idea." And so Old Sun and Little Sun both rode on the donkey's back. "What? Are you crazy?" two passers-by said angrily. "Look at that! With two people on its back, that donkey will be worked to death in no time." When Old Sun and Little Sun heard this, they felt bad. They quickly jumped off the donkey and said, "Right, we must have been crazy." This time, neither had an idea and they didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Little Sun said, "I've got a good idea. Why don't we just carry the donkey?" Old Sun smiled when he heard this and said, "Good idea, good idea." Old Sun and Little Sun picked up the donkey and went off to the fair. By the time they got to the fair, they were both covered in sweat. When a crowd of children saw how Old Sun and Little Sun were carrying the donkey, they all started to laugh. "Quickly, come take a look at this. These two aren't riding their donkey. Their donkey is riding them. That's hilarious!"